Have you ever had that feeling, that déjà vu, where you swear you've done something before? What if that feeling wasn't just a trick of the mind? What if it was a warning? I got home late one Tuesday, the kind of late where the streetlights hum and your own shadow seems to stretch out, tired of waiting for you. The driveway was empty, just as I'd left it. I parked, grabbed my briefcase, and headed for the front door. The key turned, the lock clicked, and I stepped inside. The first thing I noticed was the smell of coffee. Freshly brewed, odd, I thought. My wife, Sarah, was out of town visiting her sister. I was supposed to be alone. I called her name anyway, a hopeful echo in the silent house. Sarah, nothing. I walked into the kitchen, and that's when my world tilted on its axis. On the counter, next to the coffee maker, was a set of car keys. My car keys, the exact same scuffed leather fob, the same little silver keychain Sarah had given me for our anniversary. My heart started to pound, a frantic drum against my ribs. I patted my pocket. My keys were still there, cold, solid, real. I backed out of the kitchen slowly, my mind racing. A prank, a break-in. But why would a burglar brew a pot of coffee and leave a duplicate set of my keys? It made no sense. I crept through the house, room by room. Everything was in its place, undisturbed. The living room was tidy, the throw pillows on the couch perfectly plumped. Then I heard it. A soft sound from upstairs, a page turning, my breath hitched. I grabbed the heaviest thing I could find, a bronze bookend from the shelf, and started up the stairs, my every step a silent scream. The sound was coming from my home office. The door was slightly ajar. I pushed it open, the bookend raised high. And there he was. He was sitting in my chair at my desk, reading my book. He was wearing my favorite grey sweater, the one with the small hole in the sleeve. He had my messy brown hair, my tired eyes, the same 3-day stubble I'd been too lazy to shave off. He was me. He looked up, not with surprise, but with a deep, bone-weary sadness. He didn't flinch, didn't seem scared at all. He just looked at me, and in his eyes I saw a reflection of my own shock and terror. "You're finally here," he said, his voice a gravelly echo of my own. I couldn't speak. My throat was a knot of pure fear. Who was this man? How was this possible? Who are you? I finally managed to stammer, my voice barely a whisper. He closed the book gently. "I'm you," he said simply. Or rather, "You're me." It gets a little confusing. He stood up and walked to the window, looking out at the dark street. "This house," he began, his voice low, "it does something to people. Not everyone. Just those who carry something heavy. A pain, a regret, a sorrow so deep it becomes a part of you." I thought of the past year. The endless arguments with Sarah, the stress at work, the gnawing emptiness that had settled in my chest. The pain had been a constant companion. "The house feels it," he continued, his reflection staring back at him from the dark glass, "and it offers a choice, a way out. It splits you." One version gets to leave, to walk out that door free of the burden, leaving it all behind. The other stays. My mind reeled. I tried to piece it together. The empty driveway when I arrived. The second set of keys. The feeling of being lighter. When I'd walked in tonight, the one who stays, he said, turning to face me, gets to keep the house. And the pain, it's all they have left. A horrifying realization dawned on me, cold and sharp as ice. I remembered my drive home. The decision I'd made. I'd been sitting in my car, parked just down the street, unable to face walking into that empty, silent house. I remembered thinking, I can't do this anymore. I just want to leave it all behind. I had put the car in drive and pulled away, intending to just go anywhere. But then, a few blocks later, a strange sense of calm washed over me. I felt refreshed, unburdened, and I turned the car round and drove home, feeling better than I had in months. He saw the understanding in my eyes. "You left," he whispered, a flicker of something. Jealousy, envy in his gaze. "You got in the car, and you drove away from it all. You left me here with it." My blood ran cold. I was the one who left. I was the copy, the escapee, the man standing before me, wearing my sweater, living in my house. He was the original, the one who had stayed behind, trapped with all the sorrow I had shed. "What happens now?" I asked, my voice trembling. He gave a sad, bitter smile. "Nothing," he said. "I stay here. You get to live. You'll go back out that door, get in your car, and you won't remember this. You'll just feel better, relieved, ready for a fresh start. And I'll be here," he said, gesturing around the room. "With the memories, with the ache. I'll watch the seasons change from this window. I'll drink coffee alone in the morning. I am the pain you left behind." He walked towards me, and for a terrifying moment, I thought he was going to attack. But he just stopped a few feet away. We were mirror images of despair. One trapped by his past, the other haunted by a future he didn't earn. "Go," he urged, his voice cracking. "Before the house decides to keep you both." I backed away, stumbling out of the office, down the stairs. Every part of me wanted to run, to flee this impossible nightmare. I reached the front door, my hand shaking as it grasped the doorknob. I glanced back one last time. He was standing at the top of the stairs, a silhouette in the dim light. A ghost in his own home, my ghost. I stepped outside, and the cool night air hit me like a physical blow. The world outside the house felt vibrant, real. I got in my car, the one I'd driven home in, the one that shouldn't have been in the driveway. As my hand turned the ignition, I felt a strange sense of peace. The weight that had been crushing me for months was gone. I felt light, free. As I drove away, I looked in the rearview mirror. The house stood dark and silent. But I knew he was in there, a part of me, forever trapped within those walls, paying the price for my freedom. We were two halves of the same whole, inextricably linked, but separated forever by the walls of that house. He was the anchor that allowed me to sail away, and I knew with a certainty that chilled me to the bone that I could never, ever go back. But what would you do if you had the chance to leave all your pain behind, but someone else another, you had to carry it forever? It's a question that keeps me up at night. Thanks for listening to my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from the shadows.